Okay, we're recording.
Kevin's here.
Hello.
Call me.
Yo, how is everyone doing tonight?
Bro, calm down with that microphone.
Okay.
Bro, it sounds like you shoved that microphone down your throat.
Is this better?
Oh my fucking god.
Can you hear me now?
Hello, cool. Yeah.
Raph, can I get
What's up?
replay of that?
Adam is presenting his game. Oh.
That's right.
Can I get an instant replay of that?
Project Crimson. Okay.
About this?
Yes, you sound like a Russian like.
Why is Kevin even here?
I'm happy to say
Привет, как дела? Меня зовут Раф.
Student.
Заткнись ты, ебал. 5 минут.
Привет, меня зовут Раф. Друцкий.
You sound like a Siberian train conductor.
Let's keep it down a little bit.
Let's sound like a voice actor for the new Call of Duty.
Здорово, я тупой. Okay, I'm gonna mute my mic.
Yes, I can start.
I think the last of people are still just trickling in. But
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Who's that? Hello.
In the meantime, are we gonna discuss certain rules of the game dev club being passed that we might not all agree with?
Rules?
Yes.
Like administrative rules?
Yes. And executive rules,
Executive
passed by,
rules.
Yes, by the executive branch leader. Who
No,
shall
we
not
don't
be
give
named here
any of our members powers.
because I'm up for my life, just like don't want to name them.
yeah,
Well,
the first rule is you gotta Venmo me $10. To me.
Alright.
I mean, I would do that, but you gotta Venmo me 20 first.
Oh,
Oh, a trade.
I mean, I do that, but you gotta Venmo me 30.
I can tell who's new to the club.
Yeah,
I can tell that.
gosh.
This person does not know what has happened before.
Welcome
People
everyone.
like that.
Alright, yeah, cool. We got how many? I don't know how to count, but we got a lot of people for the pitches, so this is exciting. Looks like we have 6 people presenting pitches to possibly form teams. Yeah, so I'm gonna start. I guess I'll start sharing my screen. We can kind of get ready or get started now. Cool. I hope you can see everything.
Affirmative.
Okay. Here's the agenda. It's pretty simple. we're gonna. Most of this day is dedicated to just listening to the pitches you guys have, and then after that, we're gonna go into. Oh, hello, welcome. We're starting the presentation for pitches now. We're gonna go into a discussion. So, if you want to be part of the workshop at the Game Development Club, we're gonna have some breakout rooms for all the workshop pitches, and in there you can. So after the pitches are done, you guys will have some time to talk to each other about each other's pitches. So there'll be different breakout rooms for each pitch. You'll talk to each other, see what kind of ideas you guys have, and then that'll be for 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little more about forming teams, and then talk about the agenda for next week.
Cole, could you quickly explain what the workshop is about? Because I saw some people weren't sure if they wanted to join the workshop or not.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so the workshop is it's a workshop that the Game Development Club is offering. It's completely optional. I mean, you don't have to be part of the workshop. Your pitch you can pitch a game and not be part of the workshop if you want. So all pitches that are being made don't have to be part of the workshop, is what I'm saying. With that being said, we would like to know if you want to be part of the workshop when you pitch your game. So please let us know. And the workshop, what it is, just briefly, is I guess the workshop guided to new and experienced game developers. We're going to go over. We cover topics about game prototyping and team management. We're really trying to help teams make more successful games and avoid common pitfalls when making games. There's nothing wrong with jumping into game development and making a bunch of mistakes, just to figure it out. But we also see our side as a student organization and with kind of a network of people. We could create some kind of workshop to help people get a better foundation for creating games. And that's really our goal. If you are part of the workshop, we expect you to. The only expectation we have is that you spend time working on a game, because we're going to spend time, helping you and guiding you. But the time that you spend the time you spend in development is totally dependent on the team. So if you want to work 2 hours a week, that's up for you. That's up for the team to decide. All that we ask is that you do spend time working on a game. And we'll talk more about that. But if you are interested and you're pitching, let us know. And if anyone who's not pitching idea but wants to join a team, look out for the people who want to be part of the workshop. If you want to be part of the workshop, and then lastly, well, I'll talk about that later. Actually, okay. I think that's all that needs to be said for now. So yeah, we're gonna do pitches now. And we're just going to get started, I guess, unless there's something else that I missed. Yes, library will be closing in 30 minutes. All right. We've asked people to pitch, and we got 8 responses. So for whoever's pitching, you can either talk about your pitch or share your screen with your slideshow. I think I don't know who's going first, but Kudal. Yes.
I think I am. Yes.
Yeah, look at the schedule that Edward posted.
Yeah. It's alright if I share my screen.
Yeah, and then sorry, one last thing. I think it's 5 minutes max. Is that right, Edward?
Okay.
You can go a little bit over, but try to keep it within 5 minutes. Also, I want to note that we are recording this, so if like you guys are a little comfortable with that, just, let me know. But yeah, I hope that's fine.
Okay. I'll start the timer.
Okay. All right. Gonna share my screen then. Oh, also joining with me is Alyssa Harper for this.
Hello.
All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Man, I should have updated this a little more. Whatever. All right. Am I free to go?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dimitri Dollison, and today we'll be pitching our 2.5D side-scroller action video game called Embrace. And joining with me as project leads are Alyssa Harper, Sean Young, Michaela Krill, Jessica Thang, and Aaron Kelly. And this is our animation illustration BFA project. So we will be working on this at the beginning of the semester till the end of spring 2021. Now, what happens when you lose control of your emotions? After having a bad day and feeling like they have no sense of agency, our story's main character, Bata, finds himself sinking inward and trapped within the very depth of their mind. Then, a small light appears and you, the player, will help guide Bata out of their mind. Along the way, you and Bata will encounter dark emotions that represent Bata's feelings of frustration, fear, and many more. These emotions block your path, and you must choose to either embrace these emotions or destroy them. Should you choose to destroy them, or should you choose to embrace them, rather, Bata gains abilities that enable exploration, which grants the player access to certain parts of the level that they could not otherwise. On the other side, choosing to destroy Bata's emotions will morph Bata, giving them more tools to extinguish all who block their path. And here are some of the emotions that you will encounter on your journey. And by the end of the game, whatever the player decides to do, Bata will have changed as your choices have consequences. Over the past 2 months, Alyssa and I have been developing a proof of concept for our game using the Unity game engine. And I'll let Alyssa take over this part.
Yeah, so this was just kind of proof of concept for the style, so the kind of platforming, the style we were going for. And here you can see Bata embracing fear, just a kind of preview of what that will look like. And once Bata is able to successfully embrace fear, and it takes a couple of tries because Bata doesn't have the best confidence, but once they do, they've essentially defeated the enemy. Just like that. But of course, like Dimitri said, there's also more straightforward ways that you can deal with enemies, and so sometimes you have the option to just punch into submission.
Yeah, exactly. So the goal of our game is to allow the player to process their emotions in their own unique way. We aim to challenge the typical combative nature of action video games. For inspiration, we drew from Nintendo games like The Legend of Zelda and Pokemon, where their approachable aesthetics appeal to a wider audience so that we ensure that our players feel safe and comfortable in playing our game. We also want to draw inspiration from games developed by From Software, such as Bloodborne and Dark Souls, that are notoriously known for their brutal difficulty and high challenge curve. Our game deals with dark emotions, and in real life, that is super difficult. And as such, we want to reflect that sort of experience in our game. And like Team Cherry's Hollow Knight, which blends these sensibilities together, we want to create a non-linear, exploration-based game, where the player can carve their own story out of their experience. And here's our mood board that visually represents all these inspirational aspects, as mentioned previously. We wanted, since this game is taking place in the side of the child's mind, we kind of want to go for that otherworldly, unknown sort of feeling that's unfamiliar to the player. In terms of project logistics, we plan to publish one tutorial and one main level to PC via itch.io. And here is our rough production schedule that shows every role doing their part in parallel to one another for the sake of iterative development. Then here's a list of all of our current team members who we are very fortunate to have on the project. And here are the remaining roles that we would like to fill. So if you're interested in joining us, feel free to get in contact with us. So right now, we're just looking to see if we can get a couple more programmers who are familiar in working with Unity and C#. We're also on the lookout for play testers. So if anyone is interested in being a part of testing out our game, here is a link to our interest poll. So go ahead and you can copy that down. And I'll also send a link in the Discord to this form as well. And that's it for our presentation. Thank you so much for allowing us to be pitching to the Game Dev Club. And if you want to get into contact with us, here is my Discord handle, Gradar number 5782, also, as well as my SJSU email, and then Alyssa's contact information. And once again, the playtest interest poll link is here as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah. I just want to reiterate the fact that basically, if you guys are interested in any idea, we're going to open up like these little breakout rooms. You can kind of see them forming like below if you scroll down into Discord. So after all the pitches are done, you'll be able to like just have one-on-one conversations with the people who pitch their ideas and just get like a better idea of like what it's about or how you could help or something. So we'll be moving on if that's okay with you, Dimitri.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So,
quick question. Sorry. Could so he said that he had like the link to the Google Forms. Could if any of the pitching people have like links or stuff like that, could that like be posted to like one channel or something? Just like the link and like what that link is for?
So if you guys see the game pitches like folder below, if you scroll down in the voice chats, so right now we made one for Embrace because they just presented, and so with that text chat you're welcome to link any sort of resources that you have specific to your game to your dedicated channels. That's cool.
Cool. Awesome.
All right, sweet. So then we'll be moving on. Actually, the second presentation is one that I'm pitching with Thomas here. If that is all right, let me just close your thing. All right. Let me know if y'all can see that.
Crystal clear.
Crystal, beautiful. All right, we'll just get started then. So, second game pitch today is an Untitled hack and slash game with Untitled Inc, which is just me and Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas right here. And it's a pretty simple game. As you can see from our arts, that we are trying to make a hack and slash game with procedurally generated terrain and like procedurally generated enemies as well. The goal is to create somewhat of like this visually compelling experience where like all of the mechanics that we have feel good to play. Like if you guys ever played Path of Exile or something like that, it just feels good to mow down like a million things. And we're trying to replicate like a feeling like that. As you can see from our beautiful art, we are in desperate need of some artists. This is kind of our early documentation stuff. Some of the gameplay aspects that we're kind of looking to shoot for. We both like playing League of Legends. I don't know if there's any people who play LoL here, but there's a character called Ribbon there, who essentially is just like this giant hack and slash thing. As you can see on the right or the left side, is this idea that you have a combo sequence and you can just mow down enemies with it. And so it's also very mobile and flexible. So we're trying to create an experience somewhat similar to League of Legends in that sense. But we also have like a blocking and parrying system. And the right gameplay that you see is actually gameplay from our like demo that we have set up right now. So that's all stuff in game. And then we have gameplay for enemy AI.
Yeah, so for the enemies, we were thinking that they would mostly be doing like these abilities that you can easily see, like where they're gonna. So that's the telegraphed ability. So like if they're gonna hit you, maybe with a smash attack, it's gonna light up in front of them, so you can walk away from it and not get hit by it. And also, there's gonna be like bullet hell combat. So a lot of enemies are gonna shoot projectiles at you. You can like sidestep and avoid. So it's gonna be most of the skill is gonna come down to like avoiding all of these obstacles that the enemies are throwing at you. And the enemies are going to be like randomly spawning throughout the level. So you're basically going to run into enemies and then you're going to have to avoid getting hit by them. And then in terms of what you're going to be finding from exploring, we have a couple of ideas for loot. So there's going to be chests that have like random weapons in them. You might find a sword that has like a special effect to it. You know, maybe when you swing it, it also shoots out bullets, or maybe it sets fire to enemies whenever you attack, but it also damages you. And you might also find different shields, so they might do something special when you block with them, and maybe some like active items, like trinkets and like one-time use potions. And we were thinking that most of this loot wouldn't make you stronger, like it wouldn't give you just bigger numbers, it'd just give you new options as you're playing the game.
And you'll probably notice that we're saying stuff like thinking or like this could be. It's early into the design iteration, so nothing's like carved in stone. So we are definitely looking to onboard people who just like have more ideas of like what the gameplay could look like. We're very open to like changes and such. Now talking a little bit about like the visualization of the world, as you can see from this wonderfully detailed mood board. Right now, we're looking to make like a low poly stylistic flat design that kind of looks like that one picture on the bottom left, where you have these bold colors that take a 3D image and kind of make them look more 2D. So you only see like solid colors and stuff like that. So we're looking for these like bold and simple color schemes. The game that we have right now only has like 4 colors, but it all like sticks out. And the goal is that since things are kind of procedurally generated, we want to have like a bunch of different areas for you to explore that look very distinct in their own ways, usually with like their own unique color schemes, like a desert with like a blue sky, or like a Mad Max type of feeling, or like some eastern mountain region that has like sakura plants, which you might have saw earlier in the gameplay. We kind of already have that, and like many more different ideas. So this is kind of what we're looking for right now in terms of people that we're recruiting. All these crummy like art displays we have kind of show that we really need artists. We're looking for anyone who is comfortable doing something with like 3D art. So we're looking for modelers, animators, environmental artists, and you don't have to specialize in any one thing. You could wear like a bunch of hats because, you know, indie devs always have to wear a bunch of hats. Like designers, and just also like additional gameplay design is always nice. You know, gameplay design is usually just like a lot of ideas. And so we're always looking to hear for more ideas and such. But yeah, that's about it for our project, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, if you got anything you want to talk about, talk shop or not, we have voice channels dedicated to like down below. All right. Thank you guys.
Cool. Thank you, Edward. We got our third presenter.
I tried to click left instead.
villagesio.
Yes.
How's it going?
Hello.
Can you guys see me?
I can.
All right, awesome. My name is Pavel. First of all, thank you guys for having us here today. I think it's the first time for everyone on our team, I believe. Professor Morgan, he's our advisor. He invited us here today. Just seeing how well organized, how friendly you are, it's a pleasure. Anyways, we are looking for graphical designers. We are a team of 4 software and computer engineers. So as you can imagine, we are a little bit far from actual designing aspects, pretty far from being good at that. And we're together because we're working on our senior design project. All of us play video games, and most of our team members actually like developing video games. And we kind of came up with this idea of the game that would be focused on cooperation, since it was kind of inspired by Animal Crossing, something friendly where you don't get to kill other people, and you just kind of get to work together towards a common goal. We just thought it would be cool during these times, the coronavirus and everything. It'd be cool to have something for people to go and relax, pretty much. We're working on this game. It's called villagesio, and you can go type in your browser, check it out. It's one of our very, very early versions. It has some bugs, but you can get a general idea of the vibe of the game. And pretty much the main idea is that you have multiple servers. People go connect to a server, they farm around, they craft things, they trade between each other, and they donate to the village, they donate to the buildings to make the village bigger. And then in the future, want to have villages cooperate between each other and people being able to go between different villages, things of that nature. We kind of really want to focus on a positive environment, and I think that's the general vibe of our game, that we try to be very accepting and just seeing everything that's happening in the world. We kind of try to be a little bit opposite to that, hopefully. Another thing we're working on is on having constant feedback. One of our guys is dedicated to implement new tasks, and he goes and has a team of 10 people, I think, he runs the game by. We give feedback, and then we adjust based on players' feedback and change our future development cycles to adopt the suggestions and things of that nature. So we're here today to find some artists and sound designers, because as I said, we are pretty far from that. We're looking for someone who's interested in this type of game, who shares our values. And for our team, we don't have a one person who has the lead idea. We try to get ideas from everyone, and we kind of work through them, try to see what's the best way to satisfy the feedback from our testers, what's the best way to promote and make this product better. So we're looking for someone who has good ideas, who can work with us on just making this game better. For you, I think it would be a good thing to have on your resume, because we have to finish this by the end of the semester. We have to make this into a working product, and we're trying to have marketing and have actual players playing the game in the next 2 months. So I feel like it would be something that you can put in your portfolio as a completed project, hopefully. And if you want to get more information, you can go to villages.io/contact, fill in Google form, or you can email me or even text me. That's all I have for today. And thanks again for having us.
Cool. That was awesome. Thanks for pitching that. All right. We got the next pitch by Kevin.
Can you guys see this?
I can hear you and I can see it.
Very epic and very cool. Okay, yeah, so my game is called Vale, and it's a PvP heist game. So if you wanted to work on something a little more mainstreams type of game, then this is probably the thing you're looking for. It's so yeah, let me just go over the basic details. It's a class-based like tactical FPS. So think something like Siege or Valorant, that kind of thing, or even I guess TF2. And yeah, it's attack versus defense. Specifically, it's a heist game, which I'll go into more detail about later. And the main core tenets that I want to build it on are gunplay, mobility, and destruction. And the general like aesthetic theme is like sci-fi low fantasy. So to give a better idea, let me give you some inspirations for this. So like I mentioned, Siege, a lot of the gameplay this is based off of Rainbow Six Siege, because that's probably like my favorite multiplayer game. But a few differences would be like mainly how the overall game plays out, because I want it to be more like a cat and mouse kind of cops and robbers heist thing. So you can think of that sort of like the end game of a hyperscape game, if you've ever played that, where you have to like hold on to a crown and kind of keep it there for a while. And that's also a very high mobility game, which is cool. In terms of like thematics and visual style, I was going for something like Valorant, where it's not like super detailed or anything, but it's very clear. And also like it has the sci-fi low fantasy theme where it's like a near future with just like a tiny bit of magic in it too. So I was talking about the heist mode, so I should probably explain what that is. And the idea is that instead of like your traditional esports, like go plant a bomb and then or defuse it or whatever, this is like you have to go grab something and get out to an extraction point, like a real heist. Like if you think of like a heist movie, right? Like Ocean's 11, where they go in, they steal the cash, and they get out, like that kind of thing, except a lot faster, where you have like around 3 to 4 minutes to actually pull it off. So yeah, now going back into like the core tenets, I wanted controlled destruction to be a big part, because I think it's really cool when you can destroy the environment to like create new pathways or lines of sight, or just make a more dynamic gameplay. And the idea is that it's controlled in the way that is predetermined and where you can do it and how it'll explode, like break to an extent, so that it's one, it'll be easier to code because it's deterministic, but also it'll be a lot lower performance impact, and it's like easy for the players to tell what's going on. The next thing is high mobility, because I think games that have like a lot of movement can be really fun. But the thing is, if you do it while you're in combat, that can also negatively affect the actual gunplay mechanics sometimes. So what I wanted to do is try to combine it where you're using your abilities out of combat to gain like a positional advantage, and then have like maps designed around using it like that. So what I'm looking for specifically, like as you can tell, this is probably like a bit more of a ambitious project. So what I'm looking for specifically is people with experience on Unreal, and specifically artists. Any artist is really fine, but if you have any of these three categories, that would be a big help. So first would be character animation, then environment modeling, and prop modeling. Those were probably the three biggest things I would need. In terms of help for programming, I probably need someone who's experienced with networking and Unreal Engine 4, because that can be a huge pain. Yeah, that's it. Any questions? Or I guess that's for later.
I'll be for later. All right. Thanks, Kevin.
No problem.
We got the next Adam. So you're up.
Oh shit. Okay. Can you hear me?
Welcome. Yep.
All right. So I just got to share my screen, right?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. So you can see that.
And I can confirm that we can see your screen.
Nice. Give me just a sec.
Oh.
All right. Something up here. All right. I really did not plan to pitch an idea today, but something just came up, and I had an hour to put this together, so don't judge. All right. So our game idea is a there's no title yet, so it's just called Project Crimson. The genre is a horror mystery, and we're aiming for like a casual audience, just like casual play. So ideally, we want to shoot for like a iOS, Android mobile platforms. The aesthetic would be like 2D with realistic type of sprites, kind of like you're kind of like Donkey Kong. You're taking a picture of like a 3D render of character, and then pre-rendered backgrounds. The premise is you're coming home from, so it's pretty much a haunted house game, and you're searching this house for clues. You just came home from abroad, and your family's missing. Blood splatters on the wall, no signs of intrusion, so there might be a curse. And the gameplay is, you search for clues on the family's disappearance. There's an enemy on the loose, and you're familiarizing yourself with the surroundings while you're searching for clues, so that way you know where to hide when in a pinch, when the enemy's chasing you. And you discover these items of rituals, and you discover how to use them, where to place them to dispel the curse, or you can also use them to trap and repel the enemy. So just a few gameplay hooks. You can use your sense of lingering emotions left in an area to find areas and key items that are left behind. That way it's easier to like look and find clues in the environment. Hiding spots, you gotta find places to hide before the enemy comes in, and ritual items. Inspirations, Sweet Home and Clock Tower were the main inspirations. They're kind of like adventure games. Sweet Home is like an RPG game with combat. Like there's a combat element, making it more like a JRPG, but we thought we might take it out just to make it easy. But if this becomes a bigger project, then we would like to add in combat at a later point. But right now we just want to focus on the mystery and detective style gameplay. So what we need is sprites, animation, background, UI, and just like the main mechanics of pointing and clicking, inventory, enemy AI, sounds, Foley. I don't know how to spell Foley. So there you go. That's it for me.
Okay, thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
I could probably do those streams if you need stuff.
Nice. Need very loud screams.
Okay.
Break the mic.
Yeah, I can't promise my mic will pick it up though. All right, we got a last presenter. Presenting Obsidian. Is that person here?
Is it Pokerface 720? Or
no,
Poker Face? No, we don't have their Discord, so.
Okay.
I don't think they exist.
Obsidian.
Their Discord is literally not an account anymore.
I guess not.
So we can move on to Mr. Pokerface if you're ready.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, I'll just share my screen, right?
Oh, is it you, Pokerface?
Yeah.
No, different.
Oh, my bad. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Where is it? I'll just share my current screen. I don't know why I can't share it right now, but yeah. Where was it? I totally did not make this thing in 5 minutes. Hold on, my computer is kind of laggy just because my.
I can confirm that we can see it.
You can or cannot?
We can see it.
All right, that's good. That's good. All right, so my project is named Project Truth, and a bit about myself first. My name is Sean. My real name is Sean, and I'm currently a second year here at San Jose. So anyway, let's go to the project. So the story is basically about a robot girl that has been taken away from her house at a young age, and then later on she figures out how to break out of her facility, and then she looks to find sort of her truth self and her past while trying to elude the authorities. So I guess I don't know where I got the idea from. I just made it up. A little bit about the game. It's sort of an adventure 3D type. I took inspiration from other games like Kingdom Hearts and the Final Fantasy VII remake. So I'm pretty interested in the Japanese sort of style gaming.
Oh wait, hold on, real quick. I don't think we can see your screen. Oh, sorry. Okay, it loaded now. Sorry.
Can you? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So if any of you played any of those games like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy VII, I do want to make it sort of like an RPG, and you can take quests from others, and like I guess the combat would sort of be like in the Kingdom Hearts style. I've been actually working on this for like I guess a couple months now, but I've kind of slowed down due to you know like school starting. So weapons can range from swords and guns, and like there's other ideas I can make up. Some of the designs right now are some of the progress I've made. This is the model for one of the characters, the main character. I mean, like I yet have to make some of the, I guess sort of the robot implants or whatever or whatnot. But yeah, it looks very beautiful. You look at the feet; they're sort of Kingdom Hearts-esque with huge feet, and like there's other aspects of it that are messy. So you could tell from the model I'm gonna need some 3D artists that know how to use Blender. Me myself, I'm a software engineer, so like I'm working on I can work on the code, but also it wouldn't help to have more C# programmers, and also maybe some UI designers would be great as well. So last thing I want to say for this project that it's gonna be kind of a bigger one than like I guess what most people expect. But the thing is that I have a lot of motivation for this project, and I want to have people that have a lot of interest as well. I think last year I was in the club. Our project sort of failed due to like a lack of motivation and sort of lack of organization. So I think I've learned from that, and I think now like if some people want to be interested, you can contact me through my Discord, and then I can help with all sorts of stuff. That's pretty much it. I guess thanks a lot for letting me present. This was sort of last minute. I made it in 5 minutes. Thanks.
Thanks for visiting. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again. Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone who pitched your ideas. Some of them are really interesting. Well, actually, they're all interesting. So I'm curious to see where they're gonna or how they're gonna unfold throughout the year. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about forming teams, and then we'll go into what we're gonna do next, and that's kind of the group formation. So I want to talk about like some, I guess, advice or something, things to think about when forming a team, because it's not something that we talk about a lot. Like, what are the things you should know, when coming into a team, So yeah. So I have some 3 points at the bottom under thoughts to consider when starting a team. And they're pretty clear. So know what you want. Meaning like, what do you want? Do you just want experience in making a game? Then it doesn't matter what game you want to do, or is there something more specific that you want out of this? And that's something that only you know. But think about that, because other people are going to want different things, and teams might want something else different. So you got to be able to kind of know yourself. You don't want to invest into a team and then later feel like, this game is not really what I like, and then you just spent all that time doing something you didn't like. Be clear about your time commitment and skills. It's okay if you're busy, you're busy, and if you're new, you're new. There's nothing wrong with any of that, but just be clear about it, because your team may expect something more, or more realistically, they'll understand and kind of compromise and work with you. And then here's another thing: seek a balance and disciplines in relation to the game idea. This was not as clear, actually. When you're in the team, think about who is. This ties to what you want. So particularly if you want to finish a game, which I personally always praise, like I always push people to, one thing you should want is whatever game you join, you would want to finish. But if that's the case, think about who is in the team. If you have one programmer and like 10 artists, well, you're not going to see that much. Especially if you're the programmer, you might not see that much gameplay on your side, and maybe you want to call for more programmers to join. And same thing if you said with like a bunch of programmers, one artist. So some things to think about. All right. So we're going to go into discussion, and I brought these questions because you guys don't have to jump in a team right away. Take this slowly. It's okay because you're gonna commit to a game idea, right? So think about this stuff, and then it's also okay if you want to work by yourself or you don't want to join a team. We're holding the space for you to talk to network and possibly join team or get team members. But if that doesn't work out, you can still work on your own team. Also, again, there's no guarantee that you'll get teammates for your pitch. So, I understand that some people like other ideas, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Maybe you'll maybe you'll abandon your pitch and join, another pitch. I think that's all I had to say. And lastly, right, so some games are from the animation department, some games are from other departments, some games are going to be for the workshop. So if you want to be part of the workshop, the game development workshop, and get assistance from our club, be clear about that and seek people who also want to be part of the workshop. Okay, I think we're going to move on into the breakout sessions. So if you scroll down, there's a bunch of, under the game pitches channel, there's a bunch of text and voice channels. So yeah, there's really no process for this other than you just kind of hop into the places that you're interested in and start talking. Go talk to some people, network, figure out, ask questions about the pitches, all that. I think we're going to do that for 20, 30 minutes. And then we'll come back to this huge call. We'll put an announcement in the announcements to everyone, or I don't know. We'll figure out how we'll announce that. But we'll come back and then end the meeting entirely. But that is the plan. Is there any questions?